What's up, everybody? This video is going to be a deep dive on the version 3 of our Etsy application, answering a lot of the questions that have come up in the last few days since releasing that whole new version of the app. So let's just go ahead and dive right in with the very first and most obvious question: what is new with the version 3? Well, version 3 doesn't look entirely different from version 2. It's just been cleaned up and refined a lot. The guys did a lot of work under the hood, as well as a lot of work above the hood of this whole app. The whole front end was completely redone and revamped in order to make it look cleaner and give better information and just give a cleaner, happier experience, as well as better feedback with you as you're interacting with the app. But underneath the hood, we improved everything from the matching process to the billing process, of which we had a couple of critical bugs that we had to take drastic action on because of some development issues that we had. We made sure to get those all cleaned up so they cannot possibly happen again, and ensure that the system was really stable by expanding our testing on all of that. So everything under the hood got revamped and improved. We also improved the interaction with Etsy, which also turned out to be more challenging because Etsy ended up creating a lot of weirdness with interaction with their API as far as updating and pulling some parts of the orders. It was a very odd situation, but we managed to get through it, and now it is way cleaner and way better than it ever was. Being able to update your listings way more accurately than before so that you don't have to transfer any sort of information from the app to Etsy. Everything is contained right there and automatically transferred through. So as soon as an order ships, your customer is getting an immediate piece of feedback. We also upgraded it to version 2.2 of our main API, which allows anybody to access our print farms. The 2.2 API is a lot faster and a lot more reliable, as well as we've continued to iterate on that over the last several months. So that's kind of the general things that are new. Just a lot of refinement, a lot of hardening, and a lot of more focus on core things that came up from the first beta that we did. Question number 2, do you offer international shipping? At this moment, we don't really recommend it. The Etsy app is focused on the continental United States. We will expand it internationally just as soon as we can, but there's not a lot of value to that. If you're running an Etsy store, to have something shipped from the US internationally doesn't do a lot for you. While items that come through will be able to be processed for international shipping if you're a US-based store trying to ship out, it's not something that we focus on. But we do expect a lot of European stores to plug in to our Etsy app so that they can get shipping to the United States without having to ship across an ocean. Because now they get access to the whole market without having a $20 to $30 shipping bill pushed off to the customer. So it should give a lot of Etsy apps a lot more access to this market, so that really good designers over in Europe or South America are able to get access to the US without having to just sell the models and try to make money that way. They're actually able to make money from the prints now, which we think is really, really exciting because it opens up the world to a lot more people, since they can now access this market with basically no cost whatsoever. Can you do multiple STLs in a single product? We are not currently supporting multiple files for a single product. If you have a listing, you have one file that you can match to that listing. So if you have multiple parts for your project, you need to pull them into a single STL file and then upload them so that they fit on the bed. Of course, the bed is a 220 by 220 by 310 size. That's the maximum size you can ever have. And that may vary over time as our new generations of machines come online, and we want to continue upgrading the app to the new generations of machines. But for now, make sure that anything in an order fits on a single build plate. We do not, however, recommend large batch prints. If you put like 100 parts on the bed, it's really tough to track if 100 parts actually end up in the box, because if one misprints or goes sideways, there's no way to know what the quantity is that's available. Also, it's very difficult to then print it. So the best types of parts are big, chunky, single part prints. You want to do single part prints, or maybe 2 to 3 at the most, just for good process management. Otherwise, you could run into issues. So how is pricing determined? Well, pricing is dependent on a whole bunch of things. Every part is different, every situation is different. And it may have to adjust and evolve as people use this for different types of applications, because we're gonna find out something that we didn't realize before that is either overcharging or undercharging for whatever the item might be. But that all being said, every part has a baseline price on it. This is effectively the picking fee. It's the fixed cost of taking something from a machine and putting it in a box. That's how much effort it takes for the cost of the box and the cost of that process. But then from there, we add on, of course, material and print time. And then we will also do an evaluation of the part for how complex it is. Is it tough to build? Is it easy to build? And then if you have support, the part is more expensive. So design your parts without it, because then you eliminate that post-processing step. And we have this entire YouTube channel full of resources showing how to make your parts both more reliable and more cost-effective by eliminating things like supports. What is the quality of 3D printed parts? Well, every part that is moved through the app is printed at a 0.2 resolution with a 20% infill out of PLA, and you have some color selection there, which will expand in the future. But that is the baseline measure of quality. Now, we use our own internal Slant box machines for their reliability and their maintainability over time, and they produce very good quality parts. But it is dependent upon the design of the part. It is not going to print the same as some other brand of machine. It's going to print a little bit differently. So in order to verify quality, it's best if you order a part from yourself in order to see what your part will look like, as well as to get a feel for the process in general. Or just look at, again, this entire YouTube channel of all the parts that we have printed so that you can see what the range of quality is, because there are a lot of demos out there that we have shown off on a regular basis. Will there be other colors? Yes, there will be other colors and other materials added to the app as time goes by. Right now, though, we are focusing on core functionality on a core group. Do we continue to print reliably and support all of the customers that are signed up and the existing demand that is there? Obviously, the app is already seeing a lot of heavy use from our past users over the last few months, and we expect that to continue to increase with this new release. But as soon as we hit stability with the minimum viable product, then we will start adding in things like PETG and more color options on any given items. Can you order a sample? Right now, the easiest way to order a sample is to match a product and then order the product from yourself. And then if you just want to do that sample, you can unmatch it so that we don't ever get any subsequent orders while you're receiving your sample. That is the easiest way to get that done. There's not really a good sample purchasing methodology right now because we demonstrate what all the parts look like, but again, every part is different. So you have to make sure that your part is designed and ready to go for 3D printing. And we've done our best to present the types of parts that we make and what they look like, as well as how to design well for them. But ultimately, your part is your own unique part. So we do encourage that you order it from yourself, to purchase a sample from yourself and see it shipped and delivered to you through the standard process. So how is shipping calculated? Shipping is not calculated at the time of quoting, and this sometimes confuses folks. When you upload a file, you get the cost for the print of that file. That is the baseline cost for making the 3D print. Shipping is billed separately at the time of order because shipping is dependent upon the order. Is it shipping 10 miles or is it shipping 1,000 miles to the other side of the country? That will change what the shipping cost is. Is the part this big or is the part this big? All of those things impact the cost of shipping, so we can't really quote it to you right up front. That all being said, all of our items are shipped via USPS and automatically default to the most cost-effective shipping option available. If your item is under 1 pound, then it will generally ship via first class, which generally costs about $3 to $5. If you're producing something that will weigh over 1 pound, then it will generally be shipped via priority mail, so that it'll arrive in 2 to 3 days and generally cost in the realm of $10 to $15 depending on where it's going. As I said, all shipping automatically defaults to the cheapest method available directly through USPS, so you can use them as a resource for quoting shipping if you need to explore pricing options. Do we offer overnight or expedited shipping or orders? No, we don't currently offer that. Again, kind of in the MVP model. We're shipping within 2 to 5 days, and we want to accelerate that and squeeze that down to a shorter and shorter time frame. Expedition and overnighting adds complication and non-reliability there, to where we don't want to overextend ourselves before we're stable within the core thing that we're doing. We want to make sure that we're taking really good care of people with the core product that we have, and then from there we can start expanding it and giving more options around materials and overnight shipping options and mixing and matching and all these other things that could be done, but we're just not ready for it right now. So at this release, you do not have expedition options on any orders. They ship via the cheapest shipping method available, which generally also tends to kind of be the slowest. Overall time is generally between 2 to 5 days for arrival after the part has been produced. So maximum lead time for a customer to receive an order is 10 days. Minimum lead time is about 5 days. Hopefully that was useful for you. Comment down below if there's other questions about the Etsy app that you would like to have answered, and we'll try to follow up with those either in a podcast or in another dedicated video. Version 3 of the Etsy app is really, really cool, so if you haven't checked it out, I recommend you go over there and take a look, or check out any of our other videos around like the design of products if you want to start creating your own Etsy store. Have a great day, everybody.